A revolution is unfolding in global finance. For centuries, humanity has searched for the ultimate form of money, scarce, durable, portable, and resistant to corruption. Today, that search may be ending. This is the story of Bitcoin and why it could become the most important asset in the world. Throughout history, every form of money has eventually failed. Gold was humanity's best attempt. It is scarce, durable, and recognized globally. Yet it is heavy, difficult to transport, and costly to secure. Its supply still expands year after year as more is mined, slowly eroding scarcity. Fiat currencies, dollars, euros, yen seemed like the answer. They were lighter, easier to move, and backed by the power of governments. But over time, every government succumbs to the temptation of money creation. Inflation slowly eats away purchasing power, while debt builds on top of debt. What cost $1 decades ago now costs 5, 10, or 20. For savers, it is a losing game. Around the world, from Argentina to Turkey, from Venezuela to Zimbabwe, people experience this erosion firsthand. Wealth stored in local currencies evaporates. Families lose everything, not because they made bad investments, but because their money failed them. The need for a stronger, incorruptible asset has never been greater. In 2009, in the shadow of the global financial crisis, a mysterious creator introduced a radical idea: Bitcoin. It wasn't just another payment app or digital coin. It was a new kind of property. A network with no central authority, controlled only by math and code. A monetary system where trust in institutions was replaced by trust in cryptography. At its core was a radical design, a fixed supply of 21 million coins. A decentralized ledger visible to all, controlled by none. Security backed by real-world energy, making it nearly impossible to forge or corrupt. For the first time in history, humans had created money that could not be printed, seized, or manipulated. A currency that answered to no nation, no corporation, and no single person. What makes Bitcoin different? Bitcoin combines traits no other asset in history has ever united: absolute scarcity. There will never be more than 21 million. Unlike gold, no new supply can be mined once the cap is reached. Unlike fiat, no government decree can inflate it. Borderless and permissionless. Anyone, anywhere can use it. All you need is an internet connection. No gatekeepers, no restrictions. Unsizable property. It can be held directly, beyond the reach of banks or governments. Even under authoritarian regimes, Bitcoin remains accessible to those who need it most. Every transaction is permanently recorded on a public blockchain. The rules are visible to everyone, and no one can secretly alter them. You can carry billions of dollars in Bitcoin in your mind by memorizing a set of words. A single coin can be split into 100 million smaller units, making it usable across any scale. Taken together, these qualities make Bitcoin not just money, but the strongest form of property humanity has ever known. To see why Bitcoin matters, compare it to the assets people rely on today. Gold is valuable, but it is hard to move, hard to divide, and its supply still expands slowly. Real estate is a common store of wealth, but it is immovable, expensive to maintain, and easily taxed or seized. Stocks and bonds are important, but they rely on corporate earnings, government policies, and fragile human institutions. Even cash, the most liquid form of money, loses value the longer you hold it. Bitcoin merges the best features of all of these assets. It is scarce like gold, portable like cash, durable like property, and liquid like stocks. But unlike them all, it is truly independent, untied to governments, corporations, or banks. It doesn't just compete with these assets. In many ways, it improves upon them. Of course, Bitcoin is not without critics. They say it is too volatile. And yes, Bitcoin's price swings are dramatic. But volatility is the natural result of a young asset being adopted. Every great technology, railroads, electricity, the internet, was volatile in its early years. Over time, as adoption grows, volatility fades. They say governments might ban it. Yet governments that attempt outright bans often drive adoption underground rather than kill it. And in many nations, regulation has actually brought Bitcoin into the mainstream, with exchanges and financial products making it more accessible. They say it wastes energy. Bitcoin mining does use power, but it is uniquely suited to consume renewable, stranded, or excess energy that would otherwise go to waste. In many cases, Bitcoin has helped fund clean energy projects and stabilize electrical grids. They say other cryptocurrencies will replace it. Yet none have matched Bitcoin's decentralization, its security, or its brand. Thousands have tried and none have come close. So what does success look like for Bitcoin? Corporations may hold it on their balance sheets, treating it as digital reserves. Nations may accumulate it as a hedge against inflation or as a way to diversify their currency holdings. For billions of individuals worldwide, it may become the savings account of the future, an asset outside government control, immune to local inflation. Financial infrastructure is already forming around it. Exchange-traded funds, custody services, lending products and derivatives are building liquidity and stability. Each year, more institutions join in, each adding legitimacy and depth. Over time, Bitcoin could absorb trillions of dollars that today sit in gold, in real estate, in stocks and bonds, held purely as a store of value. Slowly, the monetary premium shifts from traditional assets into digital scarcity. A world built on digital property. Imagine a future where wealth is no longer tied to fragile paper currencies or borders, where money can move as freely as information, instantly and securely, where individuals, not governments, hold ultimate control over their savings. Bitcoin is more than a new currency. It is the first truly digital property, a monetary network unlike anything before it, and perhaps the new foundation for global wealth. Its story is not finished, but if current trends continue, Bitcoin may not just be important. It may stand as the most important asset in the world, reshaping finance, empowering individuals, and redefining the very nature of money itself.